Starting lineup: Gwen, Diana, Ari, Yunara, Orn up against Jax, Warwick, Mel, Yunara, Olaf. Rating of the picks for a casual game: Gwen as a top 10, Diana in the jungle 2, Ari as a mid 7, Yunara as a shooter, I don't know. Orn in support, 5. Jax as a top, 9. Warwick in the jungle, 8. Mel as a mid, 8. Yunara as a shooter, I don't know. We brought an individual in from San Milan who seems to have zero brain power, therefore I don't know what we brought him in for. We also have this Yunara introduction to Yunara, providing us with something pretty to look at. Let's get to it. Opening play, top lane, this Jax reduced to 25% health after consistent jabs from Gwen. In a rush, the tide gets turned and this Jax is gonna go from 25% to outright beating this Gwen. Explain how this happens. This Gwen is going to misclick a couple of times on lane minions, attacking the lane minions instead of Jax. Also, this Gwen has no understanding of her champion, and the abilities are just used without any kind of plan or build-up. This is going to result in the biggest psychological snowball effect that I have ever seen, as this Gwen will end up going 0-14. Despite the fact that this Jax has no idea whatsoever of how to put Jax together, going with items like Zonya's Hourglass, this Fortnite player Gwen will end up going from almost beating her opponent to getting their spirit crushed, rendering this top laner effectively just a money funnel from Team Blue to Team Red. We are going to have this isolated Russian boy getting provoked with the axe throw, breaking the armor, dangling the bait in front of him of this retreating ADC. You go in way too deep, you're going up against Olaf, got that reckless swing. For the finish, you deal extra true damage and take the kill. Orn, a champion who theoretically could be unbelievably great because of the fact that the number one thing that the community in low elo is missing is super heavy tanks. Unironically, somehow we have seen Orn 20 times. He has failed 20 times. Orn appears to be a guaranteed failure. That is the only way that one can read that. If I were in an earlier phase, I would be very eager to start experimenting with Orn to see whether this is some community misunderstanding or whether there is really something there. But in my current position, I am really more concerned with getting somewhere on Olaf. We're gonna get something here that I like to refer to as the trickle. as we're just slowly trickling the funds into the enemy coffers one by one. This is something you will never see me do, and something that stems only from a kind of giddiness alongside a desire for social approval. Attacking in many ways, as I said in a previous video, is only sensible when people can go all in together. In many cases, when you just see one person wandering off, it is wiser to just let them die by themselves. This is a thing that I know for sure is a solid rule in pro teams and something you will never see a better player do. Because what you're effectively doing is you're cutting up a team out of your own free will and you're feeding it to the enemy like you're feeding a baby. Small spoon, one at a time. There is an immense amount of evil in the world, and there is a terrible quantity of bad qualities that a person can have. This Warwick player has nearly all of them combined. He is stupid, but he's also selfish, and he's also conformist, and he's also lazy. He has almost all the bad qualities all woven together. People think that's harsh, but there is no other way to look at it. As this clip shows, he doesn't know where to go. He thinks he can take on two people by himself. He completely misunderstands the game. He misunderstands his character, and when I dive in to help him, he just keeps running in an attempt to dump all of the enemy players onto me, instead of trying to fight them alongside me. Fortunately, this Russian Orn player on Team Blue is going to play Warwick's counterpart, and in mid to late game, we are looking at a 4-man team versus a 4-man team. What is consistent between these plays is, again, you will never see me do this in my life. You will never see me receive help from a guy and then keep running away in an attempt to dump all of the enemy characters onto my ally in the sleaziest, most feline way possible. You will also never see me go in and assume that I can just take out everybody all by myself. These are all bad qualities that I do not possess and that have never been displayed on this channel. We're gonna have this slow-thinking person being slow-thinking, this Jax making a whole commotion to retreat, and frantically soloing the ping system. We have very strange dynamics at play here, as 2 or so minutes later, this Jax is going to succumb to the exact same thing that he warned this Warwick for, which is totally inexplicable, as Jax will agree with me, flooding the ping system with the question marks. The position of the red team largely guided here by the mechanical limitations of this ADC from the bot lane, the all-around stupidity of this Warwick player, and the demoralizing effect that the constant obsessive kill sniping from this Mel player has. That people enjoy playing alongside Mel is kind of befuddling and bewildering to me. With her introduction into the game this year, they most likely added the most annoying champion in all of League of Legends, alongside Eloy. Mel effectively has this bizarre mark that she ends up continuously placing on enemy champions, somewhat reminiscent of Twitch, but far more problematic, as she is in constant control of popping every single kill, a character that is built around kill sniping. We eventually transition into this brawl next to the grubs, and not much later, Team Blue will take control of the Baron. We make an attempt to look at the synergy for this teams between champs. We see this Gwen, Diana, Ari, Yunara, and Ornn. I would say a high C. You have too much AP damage, and you're going to struggle to do damage to structures and push over the enemy base with this lineup on the blue team. Usually, I would be a massive fan of a tanky support, but we cannot really give you any points for this Ornn either, because we've never seen him do well. We regard this Team Red with Jax, Warwick, Mel, Yunara, Olaf. We would have to say a B. You're going to be able to hunt down enemy players with this Yunara. You have AP input but not too much, and Jax can be a monster in blitzing down the enemy base. You get some natural base stats out of this Warwick, which God knows will be much needed. Taking a look then at these individual players. We regard this Fortnite player Gwen going 0-14. Going with Shadow Flame, seemingly Riftmaker, Ionian Boots, Nashors, going all out fanatically offensive as use Autumn. It's a behavior score, it's not a KDA score, but I believe if you go 0-14, KDA can reveal something about your personality too. So I would say a high C. It would be somewhat interesting to go play-by-play on this guy. What is clear is that somewhere in the beginning of the game, dueling this Jax made him depressed. We have this sour candy person. Usernames very easy to read today. Diana, going 8-7, going with Riftmaker, Leandry, Unending Despair somehow. This person played with a negative energy, and it can be seen consistently at the end of the game that she suicided intentionally. You're playing an idiotic Warwick player, and you're somehow allowing him to go 7-4. I would say a high C. We have this RE player, Biara, Archangel Staff, Shadow Flame, Boots of Swiftness, going 6-9. You went in for some wild ganks in the bottom lane. You were not a toxic person. You pushed for a lot of these jungle objectives. I would say a B. We have this Yunara player, Orlenio, going 6-3, Yuntal, Berserker Greaves, Dominic, Infinity, building up to Guardian Angel, probably the best player on Team Blue. You struck a good balance between hunting people down and avoiding deaths. You seem to have a good personality for ADC and Marksman, somewhat greedy but just careful enough to avoid taking hits. I would say a B. We have this Russian player, Ornn, going 1-5. On the seemingly miserable Ornn, Heartsteel, Warmog, Thornmail, you quit and left your team alone to die. An easy C. And I haven't met too many happy people who go with Ornn. It's a shame too, because I love me a hyper thing. But yeah, we're putting Ornn up there with Karthus. I always think of Graves as a very good comp when I compare a champion to Graves, and it turns out that they have been drastically less productive. That means doo-doo, and you should stay away from that. Unless you're a god player or you want to troll. We have this seemingly Polish Jax, could also be Czech or Slovak, going 10-5 on the Great Jax, going with extra expensive armor boots, going with Zonya's Hourglass. I would say a B. This is definitely a type of playstyle and mentality that could easily sink a team. In this case, it didn't. But what you have here is, on the one hand, very high energy level, which means superior contribution, but on the other hand, a constant whining and hysteria in all the communication systems, which can obviously tip over a team. We have this Inter de Saint Milan, which again, I don't know, but they probably don't need you in France from Saint Milan. One of the stupidest people that I've ever interacted with within League of Legends. So I would say a B because I think you legitimately don't know any better. We have this Mel player, nightmare to be aligned with, obsessive kill sniping machine, the type of person who goes around with piss-stained pants and loudly farts at a meeting. Zero shame in this person. You held your ground. I would say a low B. We have this Arane going 3 and 6. More on these item choices later. I would say a B. You ended up as a kind of cohesive glue to keep everybody together. Frequently were prepared to die alongside other players, and more than anything, you saw this as a team game. All in all, we'd have to say a 5-0-7 game. Dying bad, we don't do dying. Dying for suckers. Trying out Black Cleaver in this game in an attempt to bring my cooldowns down a bit. This was a very decent performance on my part, and I can easily say that I won this team the game, dramatically outdoing my matchup, which is something that I frequently do, but especially here, absolutely pummeling this Ornn, making him quit, which is the right thing to do. Purely technically, we can say that Thornmail should have been replaced by Heartsteel here, as we're going up against a team that ended up using practically no attack damage, but that is all rear view mirror stuff. Olaf is a champ that you can build on. He's an inherently winning pick and a team player style champion with a toolkit to tank for others, keeping them out of harm's way, as well as creating armor breaking opportunities. The real story of this game is that we're going up against a group of people who have either the personality type like this Ornn Russian player, or the type of toolkit like this Diana player that you cannot build on, and that is not team player friendly. Team Blue totally falling apart here as a unit and getting cracked open. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, we're gonna have this loudmouth Jax going with mage items and these ridiculously overpriced boots. And once again, we can only conclude that in many cases, it is entirely possible to dominate on this difficulty level without real items. We're gonna have this RNA biological woman, aquamarine experience rank player filling up the marksman with attack speed, attack speed, attack speed, and attack speed. That is wrong. There has to be power behind your shot. You have to do actual real damage. Just accelerating by itself is meaningless when the damage value is very low. This is clearly stemming from some kind of Netflix Marvel fantasy that I have completely missed out on. It is unmistakable that all these younger people are completely stuck with an obsession about attack speed. There is a cultural fixation on a vampire-like hero whose movements are lightning fast, and everything is being sculpted into that. You can just go and check all these things for yourself. You play a million games a day instead of dogmatically settling the next time. Try leaving out Navori Flickerblade and Berserker Greaves, for example, and pay attention to how fast you attack. Any player can be my witness. There is no real practical difference in the game in attack speed between, on the one hand, Navori Flickerblade, Berserker Greaves, Shiv, Ruined King, and on the other hand, Shiv and Ruined King. Once you have Shiv and Ruined King together, you're already going as fast as you're ever going to go. There are hard caps and soft caps in place. This is a strategic arena game featured in many tournaments. It is not Baldur's Gate, put your own hero together. Moving on.
"30 seconds until minions spawn."
The might of Lokvar approaches.
Minions have spawned.
To plunder. Urge to kill rising.
First blood.
To action!
An enemy has been slain.
I'm going. Urge to kill rising. To plunder.
An enemy has been slain.
Urge to kill rising. Thunder.
Killing spree.
The might of rock. Urge to kill rise. To plunder.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Rampage. I'm going. Rampage. Unstoppable.
Urge to kill rise.
Receive your fate.
Turret plating will soon fall.
The might of Lockfar approaches. To plunder.
Unstoppable.
Some fun! To plunder. To action! Urge to kill rising.
Dominating. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Lockfar approaches. Plunder.
An ally has been slain.
I'm going.
Silence!
The
Godlike.
Far approaches. Urge to kill rise.
destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed.
Approaches.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Urge to kill rising. To action! I'm going.
Has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
To plunder.
Shut down.
Urge to kill.
An ally has been slain.
The might of Lockfar approaches.
An ally has been slain.
To action! Chop, chop!
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I'm going.
An ally has been slain.
To plunder.
An enemy has been slain.
The might of Lockfar approaches. To action! Urge to kill rising. Plunder. Urge to kill rising.
Shut down.
To plunder.
An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. The might of Lokvar approaches. To action! An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Urge to kill rise.
An enemy is unstoppable. An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Might of Lokvar approaches.
Has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Urge to kill rising. To action! To plunder.
Has been slain.
Once more.
I'm going.
Shut down. Shut down. Shut down. Aced.
The might of Lockfar approaches.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
To action!
Rampage.
Urge to kill rising. To plunder. The might of Lockfar.
Rampage. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Urge to kill rising.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm going.
Has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
To action!
Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
To plunder.
Your turret has been destroyed.
The might of Lockfar approaches.
An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been